defines genetic engineering as a process in which recombinant DNA technology is used to introduce desirable traits into organisms. Or, in simpler terms, genetic engineering is when you manipulate the DNA of any organism to give it specific traits that are not natural to its original makeup. While conventional breeding methods have been used to produce more desirable traits in animals, genetic engineering is a much more targeted and powerful method in introducing desirable traits into animals, food, and even humans. What are the ethics behind animal testing or human testing? Are there even guidelines to uphold these ethics? When the ethics are considered, they are broken up into three subcategories: social concerns, extrinsic concerns, and intrinsic concerns. These three categories combine to bring up questions considering personal consequences, health risks, species boundaries, and many more. My name is Elizabeth Allen, and in this video, my colleagues and I will be addressing the argument, genetic engineering versus ethics. I invite you to really open up your mind as we discuss the pros and cons, why it's illegal, how we see it publicized in our society, and a deeper view into the ethics behind it all. And at the end of the video, it's up to you to decide which side you stand on. The side of science and evolution, or the side of what's right and wrong.
Hi, my name is Raven Johnson-White, and today I'll be speaking on the pros and cons of genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is a topic that has many advantages and disadvantages. Scientists and many people around the world have presented the positives and the negatives to genetic engineering testing, whether it's on plants, animals, and people. Today I will discuss these sides within genetic engineering. Pro, tackling and defeating diseases. A lot of genetic mutations with no cure cannot be prevented within the human population today, but genetic engineering could help the next generation withstand certain mutations by interfering with their genetic makeup and finding a way to stop them. Another pro is producing new foods that are able to grow at any time of the year, withstand temperature changes, and have better bodily effects. Lastly, another approach to genetic engineering is that it could have the potential to allow humans to live longer. By changing the way the body declines on a cellular level, it can help humans adapt quicker to different environments as the world continues to evolve around us. Now, on the opposite side, there are many cons to genetic engineering. One of the major ones is deciding if it is ethically right for people to interfere with the life of unborn individuals and choose desired characteristics. Many feel that it is playing God, but it is currently illegal to test on humans in the United States. There have also been questions as to whether or not genetically modified food is potentially harmful to consume. Genetic engineering on humans could also limit genetic diversity within the population and has the potential to go too far. There are scientists that have honest intentions who want to perform human genetic engineering to help with diseases, illnesses, etc. But there are also the fears of creating non-human-like creatures that could be a danger to society, or the fear of scientists who see no limit to changing the allelic makeup of humans. Is it right? Is it not right? As the topic and study of genetic engineering further grows in today's society, some of these questions and theories may come to fruition.
My name is Amari Hyatt, and I'll be speaking on why cloning is illegal. Although cloning is cool, it wouldn't have the best impact on the world, and here's why. Policies and laws are being formulated in different countries and even different states of the United States. Statements of the US, UK, Canada, and other publications explain the moral, ethical, and legal issues of human cloning. The main issue brought up in debates is the moral corruption that comes with cloning a human being, but there are many other factors that come into play when thinking of recreating an exact copy of a person. There are many reasons why it is illegal, but here are just a few. Uncertain results is one. Defects due to cloning process, success rate is presently only around 1%, and it'll take several tries, resulting in the deaths of eggs of many in order to get one success. 2. Serious impact on economy. The making of dollies started with deaths of numerous embryos and newborns, and procedures such as these require a great amount of money. And where is that money coming from? That's right, you. Number 3, overpopulation and pressure on natural resources. This will put acute pressure on natural resources, and nature may not be able to at a rate comparable to their fast consumption. Number 4, lack of genetic diversity in the world. The survival of humans, as in animals, on planet Earth largely rely on the genetic diversity within our species. Cloning will mean bringing in identical genes, which will naturally weaken our power to adapt to different circumstances. Number 5, contradicts religious and spiritual beliefs of people. All religious institutions hold up the belief that human cloning means mocking the role of God. Cloning challenges the existence of God itself. Number 6, and the last one, diminishes the value of family. Cloning separates love and human relationship from reproduction. The value of life shall diminish because one shall virtually become immortal. Cloning will undermine the elements of love, caring, nurturing a family, and accepting every child as unique. So you tell me, why is cloning illegal?
My name is Cummins, and I'll be discussing the genetic violations involved with genetic engineering. The arrival of my youngest sister, Kennedy, called for major lifestyle changes for my family. Diagnosed with asthma and several severe food allergies, it was clear that we had changes to make. I pondered the question of whether it was possible to alter Kennedy's genes. Was it possible to examine her DNA, find the gene triggering her allergies, and remove it? When I began my research, I found that asthma and her allergies were related to pathological and genetic factors. Our textbook defines genetic engineering as the permanent introduction of one or more genes into an organism, leading to a change in genetic characteristics. The most common scientific examples of this advancement are GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, seen in life-saving pharmaceuticals like human insulin and anti-cancer drugs. As one further explores the possibilities of genetic engineering, they will encounter controversial practices. Transgenic organisms, otherwise known as GMO individuals, represent this, as they exemplify the deliberate transfer of a gene from one species to another. For example, this white rabbit glows because a jellyfish protein was introduced to its developing embryo. So how did these issues relate to my sister? The solution fell under the banner of gene therapy. Gene therapy is made possible by DNA technology. DNA technology is defined as the strategies and techniques that scientists use to analyze and manipulate DNA. DNA technology has transformed our world, creating possibilities for DNA cloning and gene therapy. However, it does not come without controversy. Ethical violations stemming from genetic engineering are exemplified by the eugenic movement of the late 19th century, during which the Nazis justified human experimentation and proposed genetic control. Their goal was to eliminate quote-unquote inferior races who they wanted to exclude from the gene pool. In addition to this major historical incident, there are questions as to whether genes should be patented. Legal, ethical, and political foundations convened to make an international agreement following the results of the Human Genome Project, which lasted from 1990 to 2006. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled unanimously that human genes could not be patented. Their rationale? They held that human DNA was a product of nature and a basic tool of scientific and psychological work, thereby placing it beyond the domain of patent protection. My question had finally been answered. It was possible to alter Kennedy's DNA, but was it ethical? When one ponders the ethical and social dimensions of DNA technology, they weigh the benefits and consequences to human society. For example, the cloning of human beings is widely accepted as unethical. However, the development of proteins to combat human blood clotting is not deemed controversial. At the state level, ethics is a large factor in the decision of whether to fund or ban the study of certain scientific treatments. The subjective gray area between what is ethical and what is not is a dangerous place to be in. Was it my place to alter my sister's genetic code, or was that just the way that she was designed? Modern research has led to tremendous groundbreaking possibilities in the realm of genetics. However, one must always consider ethics. Just because we can doesn't mean we should.
Hello, my name is Deja Langford, and today I'm going to talk to you about genetic engineering in pop culture and film. So, what happens when science meets fiction and fantasy? Well, you get science fiction. In today's society, science fiction fantasy is one of the most popular genres of the movies in the United States of America, and the movies just keep getting more and more creative. With science always exploring things of the world that are known and unknown, film and art can take these explorations and expound upon them with endless possibilities. See, usually science fiction takes a basic scientific topic and creates a more advanced technological version of it. The science is still there, but the fiction part is what draws the attention of audiences everywhere. With genetic engineering being a very popular topic in science fiction history, there have been several movies made about genetic engineering, dystopian societies where genetic engineering occurs, and the effects of genetic modification. With movies like this, it also raises the question, is genetic engineering really right? In movies such as Gattaca, X-Men, Piranha, Babylon AD, and The Matrix, genetic modification is explored on an extreme level, and they all show results that would alter human or animal life as we know it. With movies such as these showing how genetic engineering of humans or animals could cause humans to change as an entire species or threaten that species, it can make the scientific idea seem a tad bit frightening. When people think of genetic engineering, they usually think of cloning or altering someone to be the perfect human. See, in a world where Superman and Captain America are seen as the perfect genetically modified species, the presence of superheroes come along with the big bad villains. While movies explore these topics of superheroes and villains, it really does show that science fiction plays on the fears and dreams of the human race. With science changing constantly, film and pop culture will always adjust science fiction to match that and what could happen in fantasy. So after watching several movies, I want you to ask yourself one question. If science fiction wasn't so fiction, would you want genetic engineering to be a normal scientific study in today's society? Sound it in the comments below. Hello, my name is Deja Langford, and today I'm going to talk about
Diminishes the value of family. It will be to see how you can stop that.
To its original makeup. While conventional breeding methods have long been used,